What's up, you guys? Brandon here with Beard Guy EDC, coming back at you guys again with another video today. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to be doing another knife talk video. So we're not going to be doing a review today or an unboxing as such, but we are going to be talking about a few of my favorite, actually my top 5 favorite EDC folders under $100. They're great folders, great for EDC use. I also threw in a couple honorable mentions for you guys, just a couple that didn't quite make my top 5 list, but they are indeed good EDC folders, and I just thought you guys should see them. I really hope you guys enjoy this video and all the other videos that I've put out for you guys. Thank you to my subscribers, and thank you to everyone who shoots me a like or a comment. As always, let me know what you guys want to see in the comment, because I'm here to please you guys. So enjoy this video and have a great day. All right, you guys. So today's video, like I said, is going to be a little different. We're not going to be doing a review or an unboxing or anything as such, but we're going to be doing another knife talk video. So today, I figured we'd talk about my 5 favorite EDC knives for under $100. And when I say under $100, I'm located in Canada, so I mean 100 Canadian dollars. The Canadian US dollar aren't super far apart, so basically today's video is going to be my top 5 favorite budget knives. And anything under $100 is what I would consider a budget knife. Let's jump in and have a look at some of these knives for you guys. These are going to be in no particular order, but I am going to start off with one of my favorite staple EDC knives that has kind of made a boom in the EDC community. It's not a super old knife. It hasn't been around a long time, but the Honey Badger is definitely making some moves in the EDC knife game. I brought out 2 of my models today. So I have the medium black Wharncleaver and the medium black Leaf. I also have a medium tan Wharncleaver, but that's currently disassembled because I'm dyeing the scales. So I really like the size of the Honey Badger mediums. They fit nicely in my hand. I can easily actuate the flipper tab for the action. I can easily spotty flick it. So I like the size. For me, it feels nice in my hand. There's a 3.2 inch blade on the medium Honey Badgers. So 3.2 inch. They weigh about 2.9 ounces, so just under 3 ounces. Pretty light knife. It's not too heavy in the pocket. Feels pretty good. Overall, they are 7.2 inches long. So pretty average for an EDC knife to be around that long. Good size for everyday use tasks. So that's the Honey Badger. They're on ceramic ball bearings. They have a beautiful action, nice and drop shutty. Nice little black backspacer back there. And a ambidextrous pocket clip. So you can actually move that from side to side just by changing out the little spacer there. So that spacer would move to that side and the clip would move to this side. So you can change the clip, and with the flipper tab and the thumb holes, they are truly an ambidextrous opening knife. So if you're a lefty, the Honey Badger is a great option for you because you have some clip options there. You can move the clip around, and it's very easy to open ambidextrously. So the Honey Badger is a great EDC knife for under $100. Those 2 models are actually in 8CR13 MOV steel. You can also get the Honey Badger in D2. It's going to obviously perform a little better, but for me, I like the price of the 8CR models. If I do damage one like I did with my medium tan, I dropped it and broke the tip off. It's not a big deal. I just replaced it with the black one. And like I said, now I got some extra scales that I can dye and some extra hardware that I can play with. So all in all, it's not a big loss. The D2 might not have cracked when I dropped it on the floor, but so what? I got the 8CR, it cracked, I got another one, it's no big deal. I love the Honey Badgers, they're great EDC knives, and they are workhorses. They will work hard for you, and they won't really complain unless you drop them on concrete, apparently. So the Honey Badger is one of my favorite EDC knives, under $100. Next on the list, we are going to look at the Ruike, or Rake. I'm not sure how you say it. I'm pretty sure the Chinese want you to pronounce it Rake. So this is the P801SF. So this knife also comes in a black model, but I really like the blue thumb stud and the blue pocket clip on this one. I actually had an issue within the first week of owning this knife. I snagged the pocket clip and it just completely broke off. It didn't bend at all. It just completely broke off. So I emailed the company, sent them some pictures, and within the week, I had a new one shipped out, and the week later, it arrived. So their warranty for Rake is great. The warranty through Canada is actually through Phoenix Flashlights. So that's the dealer that I had to contact to get the new clip. But they were super friendly, and they shipped it out really fast, and I installed it, and I've had no troubles since. The clip has performed well. The Ruike is a beautiful little knife. This one is actually a 3.4-inch blade, so it's coming in a little bit longer than the Honey Badger, but it's also a little bit narrower, and it's real slicey with a 10-degree bevel on it. So it's got a nice grind. Comes in at 4.2 ounces, so it's a bit heavier than the Honey Badger, but that's going to be likely due to the stainless steel handles. They're going to add a bit of weight there, where it's a frame lock, not the FRN with the liner lock like the Honey Badger. So it's understandable to have a little extra weight. This one comes in at 7.87 inches, fully open, so it's a little bit longer than the Honey Badger as well at 7.2. It's a bigger knife overall. It's a bit heavier, a bit longer blade, a bit longer fully opened. But for EDC purposes, I love the finger choil, I love the action on ball bearings, and 14C28N steel is a great steel. It's definitely better than the 8CR13 MOV. Not quite as good as D2 in my opinion as far as edge retention goes, but it is a bit more stainless than D2, so it has that going for it. I haven't had any issues with the edge so far. I've only sharpened it once or twice. I strop it regularly, so 14C28N for me is performing pretty well. I love the blue accents on this knife. It's very visually appealing. It feels great in the hand. It's a perfect little EDC knife for under $100. I think this one was around $30 or $40 Canadian, so it's a great deal. The Honey Badgers run for around $40 to $50, plus shipping and taxes and whatnot, obviously. So those are two great EDC folders. Love these knives. I love using them. I've used all of these knives on the table a fair bit, actually. They've all had some pocket time. Next on the list is another one of my favorite EDC folders. We're going to be taking a look at the QSP Penguin. So I got this one in red micarta and D2 steel. Beautiful action for a knife that's not on bearings. It's actually on PB washers. So it's got a beautiful, nice, smooth action. Deploys every time with that thumb flick. Gotta love it. It's got a beautiful Wharncleaver, which I like. I always enjoy a good Wharncleaver or sheep's foot blade. Makes a nice box cutter. Makes a nice EDC folder for me anyways. Some people would argue that they're not great for EDC, but I really like that with the tip there like that, you can really get some controlled cutting for opening boxes and stuff and not going in too deep. So it's great for opening fragile packages and stuff where you can just sink that tip just a little bit in there and just glide on through. So for EDC purposes, the QSP Penguin is a great knife. The blade length of this one is coming in at 3.06 inches, so it's a bit shorter than the other knives we've looked at. Overall, 7.06 inches, so also a bit shorter, but it feels like a good sturdy knife in the hand. It doesn't feel like a small knife, even though it kind of is. 3.2 ounces overall, so it's not a very heavy knife either. It feels pretty good in the pocket. And that micarta looks awesome. I love micarta and I love D2, so the materials on this one are really what sold it for me. For, I think it's $60 Canadian for the Penguin. It's around that price anyways, I should say. Penguin's a great little knife. Gonna do what you want for EDC uses, unless you live somewhere where it's very salty. You're probably gonna have some corrosion issues because it's not a fully stainless blade. The D2 is actually a tool steel. But overall, my Penguin has seen a lot of use. I live in a salty environment, and I don't have any pitting or anything yet. You can see a little bit of moisture from my hands there on the blade. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera or not, but that's gonna happen. Just as long as you keep it oiled. I usually use Ballistol on my D2 blades once every few weeks or month or so just to keep them oiled so they don't rust or corrode on me. But all in all, the Penguin is a great EDC folder. Nice little action for washers. No complaints with the Penguin. It's got a deep carry pocket clip, which I love. All of the knives we've looked at so far have a deep carry. So the Honey Badger, the Ruike, they all have a very deep carry pocket clip. And for me, that's what makes a great EDC folder. I like it to be nice and secure, deep in my pocket. No worries of that thing coming out. Next on the list, we are going to have a look at the CGRB Crag. So this one is the D2 model with the laminated carbon fiber scales. Looks really nice with that orange accent there. Beautiful CJRB. I gotta say, this is a nice little knife. The action is great. This one's also on ball bearings, so it's nice and drop shutty. Beautiful sheep's foot or Wharncleaver blade, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of in between if you'd ask me. So the Crag comes in at 3.43 inches, just under 3.5. Nice size blade. A little bit of meat behind it. It's definitely a lot thicker than the Penguin. The Penguin was about a half an inch, so this one probably closer to 1 inch wide. It's got a nice bit more meat behind the edge. As I said, 3.43 inches long. It weighs 4.7 ounces, so it's a bit on the heavier side for EDC, but it doesn't feel heavy in the pocket. Also, again, with the deep carry pocket clip, feels nice in there, gets nestled away real good, and you're not going to see it too much. I love the action with the ball bearings. Again, with the D2 steel, you're going to want to keep it oiled if you live somewhere where there's a lot of salt in the air, because it will corrode, it will pit. But as long as you keep your maintenance up on it, you keep it oiled once every so often, you're not going to have any issues with D2, as it is semi-stainless, but at the end of the day, it is still a tool steel. It's not a full stainless, so it's not going to be super corrosion resistant. But all in all, it is a great EDC folder. I've used it a fair bit for breaking down some boxes and opening blister packs and the such. It's got a nice hollow grind. The edge is actually pretty thin on there. It's a nice little edge. Pretty sharp for D2. Lovely. So that's the Crag by CJRB. Love that folder. It's a great EDC blade. It's going to do whatever you want out of it, and it's not going to complain about it at all. Last on the list for my top 5 under $100, we're going to be taking a quick look at the Spyderco Tenacious. So this is a made in China Spyderco model. This is 8CR13 MOV with a black coated blade. This is the lightweight model with FRN scale, so it's not G10. It doesn't have a deep carry pocket clip, but honestly, I'm not mad about it. It feels nice in the pocket, even though it's not a deep carry. It's got a great action, again, for a knife with PB washers. I've had this one apart a few times, and I've sharpened this one a few times. Definitely done some maintenance on it. I've owned this one probably the longest out of all the knives here on the table. And it's definitely seen some use. I love my Spyderco. I have a few other Spydercos, but they're not under $100, so I wanted to include this one in the video just to give Spyderco a mention, because their 8CR13 MOV is actually pretty good. The heat treat on this stuff, it's lasted me pretty good. I haven't had any major chips or anything in the edge. The edge is held up nicely with regular stropping, only been sharpened once or twice. It could probably use a touch-up here now soon, but it's still sharp. It's still going to cut paper like nobody's business. A great knife for under $100. The Tenacious comes in at 3.4 inches, around the same as the Crag, and 3.7 ounces, so about 1 ounce lighter than the Crag. That's because it is the lightweight model with the FRN scales. Overall, this one's going to be 7.77 inches. The last one we looked at, the Crag, was 8.15 inches, so a little bit longer overall. The Tenacious definitely has a nice meaty blade. I like the blade profile with a full flat grind, makes it super slicey, and that's why I think it doesn't need to be sharpened as frequently, because the blade stock is so thin down there behind the edge that even when it is kind of dull, it's still really slicey. So that is the Spyderco Tenacious lightweight model in 8CR13 MOV. Beautiful folder for EDC. I love the jimping there. I love how you can really cinch down on it with your thumb. It has a little bit of a ramp there for you, and it just, you really can lock down on this knife, and it's a good hard use folder. I'm not going to lie. Even though it's 8CR13 MOV, it's going to hold up. I've got to say, this knife has done nothing but good things for me, and I love my Spyderco Tenacious as well as my other Spydercos. Just a couple honorable mentions that I thought should have made the list, but these ones ultimately beat them out. We're going to take a quick look at the Steel Wheel Cutjack Mini. I know I did a video on this one recently. That's kind of why it didn't make the list. But the Cutjack Mini has a exactly 3-inch blade, so it's a little smaller. Weighs 3 ounces exactly almost, so it's a little bit lighter even than the Tenacious lightweight, but it is a mini model, so that kind of makes sense. Overall, it's 7 inches long exactly. It feels nice in the hand. The handle feels great. You can definitely get a 4-finger grip on it. As I said, this one isn't on the list of my top 5, but it is an honorable mention because it is a great EDC folder with that little chunk of D2 there. Also on washers with a nice little snappy action. Another honorable mention for you guys today is going to be the CH Knives 3002. I don't know if you guys know much about CH Knives. They're made in China, but this is my first by them. And that is a thick chunk of D2. It's a beautiful little folder. I don't know if it's a little focus there, but it's got a nice thick bit of blade stock. Next on the list for honorable mentions is the CH Knives 3002. So this is a nice big thick chunk of D2 here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It will focus on the camera, but it's got a very thick blade stock. Nice chunk of D2 on ball bearings, so it very smoothly opens and nice and drop shutty. This is a 3.86 inch blade, so it's fairly long for EDC use. Weighs in at 4.5 ounces, so it's a little bit heavy, but not too bad in the pocket. And overall opened, it is 8.75 inches, so it's a little bit of a long boy with a chunky steel blade. I definitely like it though. It feels like it's good for some hard use tasks. It's not a knife that I've used a whole lot. I like the Jade G10. It's the only one in my collection right now with Jade, actually. The natural G10. It looks pretty nice in my opinion, and it's got a great smooth action. So that's my thoughts on the second honorable mention, the CH Knives 3002. A knife that didn't quite make the list, but it is a great EDC folder for under $100. So last but not least, I'm going to show you guys what is actually in my pockets while I'm filming. Do a quick pocket check like I usually do. Today I'm carrying pretty light, so it's just going to be 2 quick items for you guys. We'll start with the flashlight. I'm carrying my i3T EOS by Olight. Awesome little flashlight. Lightweight, fits in the pocket great. And my knife for the night is the Wee Banter, an S35VN. I absolutely love this knife. It's been in my pocket every day since I got it. Beautiful action, beautiful knife. Love everything about it. So that's my quick knife talk video for the day. Just a little chat about my top favorite knives under $100 for EDC. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please click the subscribe button and stay tuned for a lot more videos like this and some more unboxings and reviews. As always, take her easy and have a great day.